Settle yourself comfortably, allow your body to rest, and let your mind wander back through time. Tonight, we are going to travel to ancient China to explore the immense effort, ambition, and quiet human struggle behind one of the most iconic structures in the world, the Great Wall. But we will not move quickly. We will take our time. Each stone will be placed with care, each detail considered gently. This is a journey designed not to excite, but to soothe the slow unfolding of lives lived long ago. Imagine yourself in the cool quiet of evening, your breath steady, as we begin with the ordinary workers whose sweat and endurance formed the foundation of the Great Wall. Then, we will glide forward into the life of the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, whose vision reshaped an empire. We will drift gently into the earth to explore the silent guardians of his tomb, the famed terracotta army. And finally, we'll step into the hushed and ornate chambers of the Forbidden City, a palace built not for laborers, but for emperors, concubines, and courtiers. This will be a journey of contrasts between hardship and splendor, between those who built with their hands and those who ruled with decrees. So, as you listen, allow the rhythm of history to become like the rhythm of your own breathing, steady, unhurried, and calm. Let us begin with those who toiled upon the stones. The year is 200 BC. You awaken before sunrise in a small village nestled at the base of a mountain. Outside, the wind whispers secrets through tall grasses. The sky is a canvas of indigo, soon to be splashed with colors of dawn. Stretching, you rise, your muscles aching from yesterday's labor. Life here is simple, bound to the rhythms of the seasons, the needs of the fields, and now increasingly, the demands of the Great Wall. For years, this mountain has echoed with the clang of hammers on stone, the shouts of men, and the scrape of tools. Since work began, the mood of the village has shifted. There is less time for leisurely strolls by the river or gossip over cups of tea. Now, evenings are filled with the rhythmic slap of leather as families practice the skills they will need during the day. You and your family eat a simple breakfast of porridge and pickled vegetables. Soon, it will be time to leave for the wall. Grasping your tools, you pass your wife and children, their faces streaked with dirt, their eyes dark with fatigue. You nod, a silent understanding passing between you. You all do what must be done. You walk toward the mountain, joining hundreds of men who trudge along the dusty road. Your foreman, a wiry man with a keen eye and a harsh voice, oversees the distribution of tasks for the day. Some will lay stones, others transport materials. Your job today is to mix mortar. Gathering your handful of sand, you turn and walk to your assigned spot, joining other men who rhythmically toss sand into the air and let it trickle through their fingers. Muscles in your arms and back scream and protest as you work. It is hard, tedious work, and you dream of a time when the wall will be finished, when you can return to the fields, or perhaps try your hand at trade. But for now, there is only the wall. At the end of the day, you return home, your clothes torn and dusty, your body weary. In the morning, you will wake again, eat, work, and sleep. And tomorrow, you will do it all again. You are just one of many nameless laborers who, over centuries, have helped build this great structure that stretches across the horizon, an enduring testament to human will. Now, let us follow the wall as it snakes through the ages, arriving at a lavish tomb that lies beneath a mountain, hidden from view. Here in a vast underground complex, silent figures stand in eternal vigil. Their stillness is absolute, unbroken by sound or movement. They are the terracotta army, a testament to an emperor's grandeur and the skill of those who crafted these life-sized warriors. One soldier stands out among the rest, his head adorned with a general's hat, his stern face bearing the weight of command. He is General Mao Da, his gaze unwavering, his posture resolute. Like all the warriors in this army, he is unique, his features meticulously sculpted to capture the essence of an individual. Yet he is also part of a whole, a collective force designed to protect the emperor in the afterlife. Carved from life-size molds and coated in paint, these warriors were once brilliant. Their armor gleaming, their weapons sharp. We examine the details of their outfits. We can see the intricate craftsmanship of their creators. It's the texture of their armor, the glint of their spears, and the expression of each warrior frozen in mid-stride or mid-bow, all speak to the dedication and artistry of those who made them. Turning away from the soldiers, we come to the heart of the emperor's tomb, his final resting place. Within this chamber, the spirit of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, resides eternally. His terracotta visage stares back at us, a reminder of the power and legacy of this enigmatic ruler. Unlike the silent warriors that surround him, Qin Shi Huang's expression is one of authority, his gaze commanding respect and obedience. As we ponder the enigma of this first emperor, we realize that his tomb is more than just a burial site. It is a portal to a bygone era, a window into the life and times of a man who shaped the course of Chinese history. And so, following the winding path of time, we arrive at a place of even greater opulence and intrigue, the Forbidden City. Sunlight streams through ornate windows, carpeting the ground in splashes of color. The air hums with activity as eunuchs and servants scurry about, each with their designated task to perform. Servants light incense in courtyards, their movements precise and graceful, filling the air with the scent of sandalwood. On the far side of the courtyard, artisans carefully craft a piece of furniture, their tools chiseling away at the wood with practiced ease. Within these opulent walls, the air is thick with intrigue and whispers of romance. In the distance, the tinkling of a guzheng, a traditional Chinese instrument, mingles with the murmur of voices, creating a rich tapestry of sound. But amidst this gilded cage, a young woman named Anne feels the weight of her confinement, pressing down on her like a heavy silk quilt. Her world is one of gilded screens and silent corridors, where every step echoes with the ghosts of countless footsteps that came before her. The palace, with its winding paths and mirrored pools, becomes a metaphor for the labyrinth of her emotions. Contemplating her future, she wonders if love will blossom within these confines, or if her story will forever remain unwritten. Walking through the palace, we encounter a sight that takes our breath away. Through a window, we glimpse the majestic Emperor Kunshi, the dragon throne behind him, casting an imposing presence. His face, a study in contrasts, reflects both the wisdom of years spent on the throne and the cunning required to maintain power. His eyes, sharp and alert, seem to hold the secrets of the empire, while his lips, when curved into a smile, reveal a hint of the charm that has won him both admiration and controversy. As we continue our journey through the Forbidden City, discover another captivating resident, the enigmatic Lady Consort Yang. With her pale skin, slender figure, and lotus-like beauty, she epitomizes the refined aesthetic ideals of the time. Her grace and composure, evident in the tilt of her head and the curl of her fingers, hint at the complexities of courtly life, where appearances and decorum hold immense importance. But beyond the grand halls and intricate gardens, the Forbidden City conceals a darker underbelly. As night falls, the city comes alive with shadows and secrets. Much the same courtyards that echoed with laughter during the day now whisper with intrigue and deceit. In the dim lamplight, we catch glimpses of forbidden romances, power struggles, and hidden agendas. The grandeur of the Forbidden City becomes a stage for a drama that unfolds in the flickering shadows. And so, our journey through time draws to a close. From the humble beginnings of the Great Wall to the opulence of the Forbidden City, we've witnessed the grandeur and complexity of Imperial China. We hope you've enjoyed this immersive experience and invite you to continue exploring history through our stories. As always, thanks for watching. What if the most important discovery in your lifetime wasn't known to anyone else? Imagine what that might feel like, this place buried in the earth, a mystery hidden from the sun and the wind, only you privy to its secrets. That's what happened to young Jifa. He was just a simple farmer digging a well in the year 1974 when his shovel hit something hard. Instead of water, he uncovered the shoulder of a warrior, a soldier frozen in the stance of an attack. Over the weeks, more excavations revealed more soldiers and more horses, a silent, sturdy army emerging from the dust of centuries. Among them, the Emperor Qin Shi Huang, riding his horse, clutching his bow. Forever poised in the 4th century BCE, these warriors and horses, thousands of them, had been placed here as grave goods, companions for the long journey of the afterlife. It's a privilege reserved for the most powerful, a luxury afforded by wealth beyond measure. The Emperor's tomb is about 80 feet beneath us. We can't see it, but above us, his legacy is writ large. The terracotta army is arguably the greatest archaeological discovery of the 20th century. A window into a past we might otherwise never glimpse, yet there's more to it than meets the eye. These soldiers and horses are marvels of craft, their features. Clothing and even expressions painstakingly detailed, but they also offer clues to beliefs, values, and fears, reflecting the life, times, and mentality of a vanished era. It's almost as if each terracotta tells part of a story. Together, they weave a vivid tapestry of the world around 200 BCE, including stories of an emperor's obsession with immortality. You've seen the army, you know its fame. But have you felt its presence? Imagine standing among rows upon rows of stern-faced warriors, each crafted with meticulous detail, some holding bows, others brandishing swords. What does it say to you? The power of the army is not just in its numbers or craftsmanship, but in the questions it raises. Who was this emperor who assembled such a force? How did he live? What did he fear? The answers lie not only in history books, but here among the silent sentinels of the afterlife. It's a journey back in time, a meeting with history on its own terms. We said we'd look deeper into the mysterious elixirs that the emperor sought. Let's do that now. The terracotta army is the most visible part of the emperor's legacy, but his ideas and reforms played an equally pivotal role in shaping China's future. Much like the army, his beliefs about longevity are both fascinating and peculiar. Imagine mixing the heady concoctions of alchemy with the practicalities of rulership. That was the emperor's daily reality. His fascination with immortality was not merely a whimsical pursuit, but a reflection of the anxieties and aspirations of his age. The concept of a benevolent, long-lasting ruler was deeply ingrained in Chinese thought. The emperor saw himself as the embodiment of this ideal. Unfortunately, history has remembered him mainly for his excesses and authoritarianism, rather than his far-reaching reforms. In a way, the emperor's desire for immortality mirrors our own fascination with his life and legacy. We strive to keep his memory alive because in his story, we see echoes of ourselves, our hopes, our flaws, and our enduring curiosity about the past. The emperor's tomb complex is more than just a burial ground. It's a microcosm of the empire itself. Here, in the cool darkness beneath the earth, we find a palace fit for the afterlife, complete with courtyards, gardens, and even replicas of real-life structures from across the empire. As you walk through these underground chambers, what do you think? What do you feel? Is it the solitude of such grandeur, or the sense of a past so tangible it seems almost present? Each chamber tells part of a story. The grand hall where rituals were performed, the workshops where craftsmen labored, the burial pits where horses and chariots rested. All of these places weave together to form a portrait of the emperor's world, his hopes, his habits, and even his fears. For example, there are pits containing chariots and cavalry horses, showing that even in death he desired speed and power. There are administrative areas hinting at how, even in the afterlife, organization and control were paramount. And don't forget, scholars have found traces of cinnabar in some parts of the complex. Cinnabar, which is associated with blood, symbolizes courage and sacrifice. The emperor's obsession with immortality led him to try everything from herbs to mercury-based pills. What might this tell you about his personality and the times he lived in? What can this reveal about the broader cultural context? You traverse the labyrinthine passages of the emperor's tomb, you realize that this is more than just a place of burial. It's a reflection of an entire civilization, its values, beliefs, and anxieties. To explore the emperor's tomb is to embark on a journey through 2,000 years of history, to walk in the footsteps of an emperor who shaped an empire, to confront the realities of a past that both fascinates and startles us. Now let's turn to the question of whether the emperor truly enjoyed immortality. In death, the answer is no. No one, not even the mightiest emperor of ancient China, could escape the finality of death. But the idea of immortality held different meanings in different times. Perhaps for the emperor, immortality meant leaving behind a legacy that outlived him. And in that sense, he succeeded. His tomb itself is a testament to this, a monumental achievement of engineering and art that has survived for millennia. Perhaps he also found a sort of immortality in the admiration of his subjects. Throughout his reign, he worked tirelessly to unify and strengthen China, It was this very dedication that made him a legendary figure in Chinese history. People tell and retell his story, keeping his memory alive across generations. So while the emperor's physical body might have perished, his impact on China and the world certainly has not. And finally, we come to the most significant aspect of his supposed immortality. The emperor laid the groundwork for what would become one of the longest continuous civilizations in human history. His reforms and policies, while sometimes harsh, created a stable and unified state that allowed Chinese culture to flourish for centuries. It was this cultural legacy, passed down through generations, that ensured that the teachings of Confucius, Laozi, and Zhuangzi, the innovations of Lu, Ban, and Shenong, the art of Wuliang, and many others would continue to shape the lives of countless people over the ages. In that sense, the emperor's dream of immortality was realized not in the realm of the supernatural, but in the hearts and minds of his people, in the enduring legacy of Chinese civilization. Today, the emperor's tomb and the terracotta army draw visitors from around the world, eager to witness the splendor of a bygone era. What draws you to the story of the emperor? Is it his ambition, his ruthlessness, his humanity, or his enduring legacy? Feel free to share your thoughts. And remember, every story has multiple truths. Yours might be different from someone else's, and that's what makes stories so fascinating. As we step away from the tomb, take a moment to absorb the weight of what you've seen and learned. The emperor's legacy is complex, marked by both brilliance and brutality. His achievements in unifying China are undeniable, yet his methods and beliefs were often extreme. What does his story teach you about the nature of power, the allure of immortality, and the complexities of history? Perhaps it reminds you that history is rarely black and white. Leaders like the emperor can achieve great things, but also employ questionable means. The pursuit of immortality, whether literal or metaphorical, can be a driving force in human affairs. And perhaps most importantly, every story deserves to be examined from multiple angles. Considering both the achievements and the flaws of the figures who have shaped our past, now here's an invitation. Share your insights in the comments. What intrigues you the most about the emperor's life, beliefs, or legacy? Your thoughts can spark new perspectives and deepen our understanding of this enigmatic leader. And remember, your voice matters. It's part of a global community that comes together to explore, discuss, and learn. So don't hesitate to contribute your perspective to this ongoing conversation. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of the emperor. If you enjoyed this video, show your support and stay tuned for more engaging historical content. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep discovering the wonders of our shared history. This is a tomb. Here, 2 millennia ago, men toiled in the dark, shaping a legacy that would astound the world. Deep below the ground, an emperor rested, Qin Shi Huang, the first of his name, the first emperor of China. Today, we explore his final resting place and the wonders created to safeguard his journey through the afterlife. Welcome to the channel. It's me. In the heart of China's Shanxi province lies Mount Li, or Lishan in Chinese. It is here amidst these hills that the first emperor of China chose his burial site. But why this place? Well, for starters, it was central. The first emperor wanted to be close to the heart of his domain, and few places were more central than this. Secondly, Mount Li had commanding views. From its slopes, one could see for miles across the land that Qin Shi Huang had conquered. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, Mount Li held spiritual significance. It was considered a dragon's spine, and dragons were associated with emperors in Chinese tradition. Thus, the mountain was a perfect choice for an imperial tomb. But to understand what happened next, we need to know how the emperor viewed death. You see, Qin Shi Huang didn't really believe in an afterlife. He didn't want to be reborn into some ethereal plane. Instead, he wanted to remain in this world, ruling even in death. This desire to retain control led him to commission a grand tomb filled with riches, artifacts, and most remarkably of all, an army of life-size terracotta soldiers. So let's start with the basics. Where exactly is the tomb of the first emperor located? The answer is quite simple, yet somewhat frustratingly vague. We don't know the exact location of his tomb within Mount Li. What we do know is that it's somewhere near the foot of the eastern peak called the Main Peak. But after over 2,000 years, the precise spot remains undiscovered. Perhaps someday, archaeologists will find it, but as of now, we can only speculate about its location. The discovery of the tomb was actually quite a fluke. It happened back in 1974 when some well diggers stumbled upon a large cavern. Intrigued, they decided to investigate, descended into the opening and found themselves in a vast chamber filled with hundreds of terracotta warriors. News of this sensational discovery quickly reached experts who rushed to the site. Since then, excavations have uncovered 3 enormous pits filled with countless statues, chariots, weapons, and other artifacts. Each pit tells us something new about the first emperor's ambitions and mindset. Let's take a closer look at them. Pit No. 1 is the largest and the first to be discovered. It contains over 6,000 terracotta warriors and horses, along with chariots and other military equipment. These statues aren't mass-produced items. Each warrior is unique, with slight variations in their posture, clothing, and facial features. They were crafted to represent real people. Pit No. 2 is smaller, holding around 3,000 figures, including generals on horseback and infantry soldiers. Pit No. 3, the last to be excavated, contains nearly 6,000 soldiers and is notable for housing the only known terracotta civil officials among the statues. But why did the emperor need so many statues? What purpose did they serve? The traditional belief was that these sculptures were meant to protect the emperor in the afterlife. They would serve as his bodyguards, ensuring his safety on his journey to the underworld. However, recent research suggests a more complex role for the terracotta army. Scholars now believe that these statues weren't just meant to protect the emperor, but were also meant to represent his power. Each warrior was designed to embody the strength, skill, and discipline of the imperial army. They were a symbol of the emperor's dominance over his enemies and a reminder of his achievements during his lifetime. In essence, the terracotta army wasn't just a burial detail, but a display of the emperor's greatness, meant to impress not only the afterlife, but also future generations. You've probably noticed something peculiar about these warriors. Yes, their faces are strikingly similar. So why isn't there any diversity in the expressions or any attempt to capture the likeness of the individuals depicted? Well, the answer lies in the purpose of these statues. Remember, they were meant to represent the emperor's power and authority, not to honor individual soldiers. The stern, identical expressions on their faces reflect the seriousness and solemnity of their mission to protect the emperor in the afterlife. Likewise, the lack of individuality among the statues reflects the emperor's view of his army as a single, cohesive unit, loyal and obedient to his command. Now, what about the quality of these statues? How were they made, and what materials were used? The answer is surprisingly sophisticated. Each statue was meticulously crafted by skilled artisans using molds, allowing for the mass production of these intricate figures. The process began by creating a mold for each part of the statue, such as the head, torso, and limbs. Once the mold was ready, liquid clay was poured into it and allowed to dry. After removing the dried clay from the mold, the pieces were joined together and the surface was smoothed and detailed. This process was repeated for every soldier and horse in the army. What's more, the terracotta was so precisely made that many of the warriors had unique hairstyles, clothing, and even facial features, suggesting a high level of craftsmanship and attention to detail. The figures were also incredibly durable thanks to a special firing technique used by the artisans. They heated the terracotta to extremely high temperatures, making the statues hard and resistant to weathering. This ensured that the terracotta army would stand the test of time and remain a testament to the emperor's power for generations to come. And speaking of durability, you're probably wondering how archaeologists managed to preserve these statues for us to admire today. Well, it's thanks to a combination of factors that the tomb remained hidden for so long. Firstly, the entrance to the tomb was sealed with heavy stones, preventing air and moisture from entering and causing erosion. Additionally, the underground chamber where the statues were housed helped maintain a stable temperature and humidity, slowing down the deterioration of the terracotta. Furthermore, the soil in the area contained a high concentration of limestone, which has a naturally alkaline pH. This alkaline environment was crucial in protecting the statues from the acidic soil that can cause corrosion and decay. Finally, the fact that the tomb was buried under a mountain helped shield it from human activity and natural disasters. Mount Lee is a protected cultural heritage site. That means there are laws in place to safeguard its historical treasures. If you ever visit, keep in mind that photography of the actual statues is prohibited to protect them from light damage. So the images you see here were taken outside the protected area. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Terracotta Army is the incredible detail and craftsmanship involved in creating each piece. The soldier's armor is intricately designed, showcasing the advanced metalworking techniques of the time. Their weapons are also beautifully crafted, with sharp edges and realistic details that show the effort put into every piece. The horses are equally impressive, with their muscular bodies and flowing manes and tails, showing the skill of the artisans in capturing the movement and energy of these magnificent animals. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of the Terracotta Army is the sheer number of pieces involved. There are so many soldiers and horses that it's hard to imagine how so many could have been created in such a short amount of time. What's more, each piece is unique, with slight variations in their features and poses, showing the care and attention to detail that went into each statue. As you stand before the Terracotta Army, you can't help but be impressed by the dedication and skill of the artisans who created them. To think that so much effort was put into crafting these statues to protect the emperor in the afterlife is truly humbling. It's a reminder of the lengths people will go to honor their leaders and preserve their legacy. Next, let's talk about the true scale of this archaeological marvel. Can you even imagine the logistics behind creating such a massive army of statues? It required a huge workforce, careful planning, and a massive allocation of resources. But the end result was truly worth it. The sheer size of the Terracotta Army is truly breathtaking. It's hard to comprehend the amount of effort and dedication that went into creating so many detailed and unique statues. Each one is a masterpiece in its own right, and together, they form an incredible spectacle. Standing in front of the Terracotta Army, you feel a sense of awe and wonder. It's hard to believe that these statues are over 2,000 years old, and yet they still stand so proudly. They read a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of the people who lived during the Qin dynasty and a reminder of the importance of preserving our cultural heritage. So if you ever get the chance to visit the Terracotta Army, don't hesitate. It's an experience you won't forget. The Terracotta Army is a testament to the ambition and power of the first emperor of China. It's a reminder of his desire to control even the afterlife and his belief in his own divinity. But it's also a reflection of the ingenuity and skill of the artisans who created it. They crafted each statue with such care and precision that they have survived for over 2,000 years, standing before the army. We couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder and admiration for the creativity and dedication of these long-gone masters. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, stay tuned for more adventures in archaeology and history. Until then, keep exploring and stay curious. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this adventure into history, I invite you to subscribe and join our growing community of explorers. Your support means the world to us and allows us to keep bringing these stories to life. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Welcome to the Forbidden City. Today, we begin our journey through the heart of Imperial China. But before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. In the bustling capital of Beijing, amidst the city's vibrant chaos, stands a place of hushed reverence, the Forbidden City. Picture a vast complex, not just of buildings, but of courtyards, gardens, and a history so profound it seems to thrum beneath the very stones. Built in the 15th century during the Ming Dynasty, it served as the imperial palace for centuries. As you stand before its majestic gates, imagine the awe ordinary citizens felt when granted a rare audience with the Son of Heaven. To enter was to step into a world apart. Lush gardens, separated by arched bridges, ornate halls adorned with screens and lattice windows, courtyards paved with smooth flagstones, their surfaces polished by countless footsteps over the years. Within this intricate network of paths and buildings lay the Emperor's Hall of Supreme Harmony, where important state ceremonies were held. Its golden roof, supported by massive pillars, spoke of imperial grandeur, and nearby stood the equally imposing Hall of Central Harmony and the Hall of Preserving Harmony, forming a grand ceremonial axis that symbolized order and balance. These halls echoed with the rustle of officials in silk robes, the clank of ritual instruments, and the murmur of prayers to the gods for a prosperous year and bountiful harvest. The interiors, while now empty, resonated with the power they once housed. Imagine the floorboards warmed by the sun streaming through colored glass windows, casting kaleidoscopic patterns on the red lacquer doors and walls, adorned with intricate gold leaf designs. Each room was designed not just for function, but for effect. The play of light, the choice of materials, and the very placement of furniture was calculated to impress. The imperial palace wasn't just a seat of government, it was a physical manifestation of the emperor's mandate from heaven. But the splendor of the Forbidden City didn't end with the buildings. Picture serene courtyards like the lingering fragrance garden, their ponds mirroring the sky while graceful bridges offered respite from the bustle of court life. In these tranquil spots, nature and design intertwined to offer tranquility. Imagine strolling along paths, edged with blossoming cherry trees, their delicate blooms carpeting the ground. The scent of pine mingled with the fragrance of gardenias growing beside the Golden River. You could pause by the Jade Flower Palace, its elegant architecture framing a view of the West Lake, or visit the cloud-dispelling pavilion. It's named for its ability to dispel the worries of court officials with its calming atmosphere. These gardens weren't merely ornamental, they were sanctuaries. Places where the emperor could find solace, and advisors could meet in informal settings to plot strategy and forge alliances. The Forbidden City was designed to impress not just those within its walls, but the world beyond. Its high walls, actually more of a fortress, were intended to keep out invaders, but also to symbolically separate the divine realm of the emperor from the mundane world. To enter, visitors had to pass through a series of gates. The outermost, the Meridian Gate, welcomed all comers, whether merchants, diplomats, or common folk. Beyond that, the world of ordinary rules gave way to the imperial sphere. Courtyards, gates, and halls marked each stage of a carefully choreographed journey toward the heart of the empire. The further one progressed, the higher the stakes, the greater the spectacle. However, for all its opulence, the Forbidden City was also a place of strictures. Life for those who lived there was heavily regimented. A labyrinth of rules governed every aspect from the smallest detail to the grandest ceremony. Even the colors worn by court officials changed with the seasons. Yellow, the color of the emperor, was reserved for the most important events. In the spring, officials donned light blue and green, while in autumn, they switched to darker shades of blue and red. Such attention to detail extended to the layout of the city itself. The central axis aligned with the sun at the winter solstice, highlighting the hall of supreme harmony. Everything was considered, from the materials used to the placement of objects, to imbue the space with meaning. The intricate beauty of the Forbidden City offers more than aesthetic pleasure. It is a testament to a society's values, beliefs, and skills. The very structure of the city reflects Confucian ideals of harmony and balance. Symmetry and proportion were highly prized, and this is evident in the layouts of courtyards and gardens. Balance was not just visual, it was philosophical. The concept of yin and yang, of complementary opposites, is seen in the interplay of space, solid structures, and reflective pools. Gardens exemplified this with taming wilderness through carefully pruned shrubs and rocks placed to suggest natural landscapes. Beyond the Forbidden City's grandeur, another story unfolds. The lives of the people who made this opulence possible. From the artisans who crafted exquisite works of art to the eunuchs and palace maids who served within its confines. They played a crucial role in sustaining the imperial court, ensuring its splendor remained unbroken. Among them were the palace maids, young women selected for their beauty and grace. Living a life of service, they assisted the empresses and concubines in their daily routines, from dressing to applying makeup. Their days were filled with rituals, preparing tea, arranging flowers, and tending to the imperial household. Then there were the eunuchs, men who had served the emperor since childhood, some since birth. Their roles were diverse, overseeing the imperial stables, managing the vast palace kitchens, or assisting the emperor directly. Unlike the palace maids, eunuchs were castrated at a young age, practice common in imperial courts across Asia. Despite their service, eunuchs were often viewed as outsiders. In court, their status was elevated, yet they were barred from certain areas, including the emperor's private chambers and the empress's quarters. This separation highlighted their unique position within the Forbidden City's social hierarchy. The kitchens were the beating heart of the palace. Here, cooks prepared meals not just for the emperor, but for his vast court. Each morning, teams of cooks awoke before dawn to oversee the preparation of up to 10,000 meals. Ingredients, often delivered that same day from the imperial garden or nearby farms, were meticulously inspected for quality and freshness. The imperial diet was varied and lavish, featuring 8 special dishes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Fruit, vegetables, meats, and even sweets were served on plates made of gold and silver, adding to the pageantry of each meal. The kitchens were a microcosm of the Forbidden City itself, a blend of efficiency and spectacle, necessity and luxury. We invite you to join us in the comments section to share your experiences and insights. If you found this video captivating, please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe for more journeys through history. Hello, my friends. Today, let's walk together through the Forbidden City, a place where emperors lived, where dynasties shifted, and where secrets of a forgotten past await. Welcome to my channel, my friends. I invite you to join me in exploring the rich and varied past of ancient China, a civilization that shaped our world in ways both seen and unseen. Each week I bring you stories from the first millennium, from the rise of Confucius to the voyages of Zhang He and beyond. You can find us on various platforms, including our channel, where we bring you more videos like this one. Now close your eyes and imagine the year 1420. China is basking in the glory of the Yongle Emperor, a Ming dynasty ruler determined to restore and surpass the glories of his predecessors. His empire stretches from the Korean Peninsula to Vietnam. Its wealth and power are a testament to generations of achievement. The Forbidden City, a grand palace complex, is nearing completion. Soon it will be the heart of the Yongle Emperor's domain. The air is thick with anticipation and the sound of hammers ringing against iron. Now, step into this bustling scene. Feel the energy of thousands of laborers focused on a single goal, constructing a complex of unparalleled magnificence. Among them, a young architect named Yu Gong, a man whose name would echo through the ages. Yu Gong, a master of design and proportion, leads a team of experts. Together, they are transforming the landscape. Guided by the principles of Chinese aesthetics and the imperial mandate of heaven, Yu Gong's team is creating a microcosm of the cosmos. The palace is laid out along a north-south axis, mirroring the alignment of heaven and earth. It is a visual representation of cosmic order. The construction is underway. Laborers move like ants, carrying materials, setting up scaffolding, and following precise instructions. The Forbidden City is being built in layers, starting with the foundation. Workers dig deep into the ground, laying the groundwork for this monumental task. Then they start to build up brick by brick, creating the palace walls that will stand for centuries. As the walls rise, so does excitement. People from neighboring villages come to watch the progress. Already, it's clear that this is no ordinary building project. It's a statement of imperial power and cultural brilliance. Months turn into years, and the Forbidden City begins to take shape. Its 9 sections unfold like chapters in a book, each with its own purpose and design. Yu Gong and his team work tirelessly, overcoming challenges, making adjustments. Their goal is perfection, a tribute to the greatness of the Yongle Emperor and the Ming dynasty. Finally, the day arrives when the Forbidden City is complete. Officials, nobles, and scholars gather for the dedication ceremony. The emperor inspects his new home, his face grave with the weight of history. Yu Gong watches, his heart filled with pride and a hint of melancholy. His masterpiece is finished, and now he must step back and let the emperor make it his own. As the crowd disperses, leaving the Forbidden City to its new inhabitants, Yu Gong lingers. He looks up at the intricate roof tiles, each one a work of art. He walks along the courtyards, imagining the footsteps of emperors to come. And then he turns and walks away, his shoulders squared, his head held high. Knowing that he has played a part in creating something truly extraordinary, our story moves now to the year 1860, a time of great upheaval in China. The country is reeling from the Opium Wars, a conflict that pitted China against Western powers. In the midst of this turmoil, a group of British and French soldiers, known as the Eight-Nation Alliance, is marching on Beijing. It's their objective: to force China to sign unequal treaties that will curtail its sovereignty and open its markets to foreign trade. Among them is an intrepid young journalist named Harry Smith, driven by a thirst for adventure and a desire to expose the truth about China. As the Allied forces approach, Beijing is thrown into chaos. Shops are shuttered, families flee, and the city prepares for battle. Amidst the turmoil, Harry Smith finds himself drawn to the Imperial Palace, also known as the Forbidden City, a place shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Despite the danger, he sneaks inside. What he sees there will change his life forever. Inside the Forbidden City, Harry Smith wanders through vast courtyards, marveling at the intricate architecture and the faded grandeur of the place. Everywhere he goes, he finds relics of a glorious past, from the ornate Hall of Supreme Harmony to the serene Lake of Longevity. He explores the Imperial Garden, a tranquil oasis in the heart of the bustling city. There, amidst the flowers and trees, he discovers a world away from the conflict raging outside the palace walls. As days turn into weeks, Harry Smith immerses himself in the history of the Forbidden City. He learns about the emperors who once walked these grounds, the rituals they observed, and the power they wielded. He listens to the stories of eunuchs and palace maids, their lives confined within the palace walls. He delves into ancient texts, trying to understand the deeper meaning of the symbols and designs that decorate the palace. However, the tranquility of the Forbidden City cannot last. One day, the Allied forces enter the palace grounds, their presence a stark reminder of the turmoil outside. Harry Smith finds himself caught in a maelstrom of activity as soldiers move through the courtyards, seizing control of this once sacred space. He witnesses the destruction of priceless artifacts, the looting of imperial treasures. Heartbroken, he realizes that the Forbidden City, a symbol of China's glory, is being irreparably damaged. Determined to preserve the memory of this place, Harry Smith begins to sketch the palace. Its courtyards, its halls, its gardens. He captures the essence of the Forbidden City in his drawings, preserving its beauty in the face of destruction. When it's time for him to leave, he takes his sketches with him, vowing to share the story of the Forbidden City with the world. As the years pass, the Forbidden City falls into disrepair. Nature reclaims some parts of the palace, while others become overgrown with weeds. Yet despite the decay, a sense of serenity persists. It's a place where emperors once found solace, where rituals gave way to rituals of nature. It's a place where time seems to stand still, allowing visitors to catch their breath in the midst of the bustling city. Today, after nearly 500 years of imperial rule, the Forbidden City is open to all. People from around the world come to explore its vast courtyards, marvel at its intricate architecture, and uncover the secrets of China's past. As you wander through its halls, you can almost hear the echoes of emperors, the whisper of courtly intrigue, and the distant clang of the imperial bell. And so, our journey ends here, at the crossroads of history and legend. From the construction of the Forbidden City to the experiences of those who lived within its walls, we have glimpsed a world both magnificent and complex. As you reflect on the stories we've shared today, remember the dedication of Yugong, the resilience of the palace through changing times, and the spirit of exploration embodied by Harry Smith. Remember, too, the grandeur of the imperial court and the quiet dignity of everyday life in the Forbidden City. Let these stories inspire you to seek out the hidden stories in your own world and to appreciate the enduring legacy of the past. My friends, if you enjoyed today's episode, I invite you to show your support. Your engagement helps bring more of these rich historical tales to a wider audience. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, where we continue to bring you more videos that celebrate the diversity and wonder of Chinese culture and history. If you have a favorite character or moment from today's episode, feel free to share it in the comments below. If you'd like to suggest a topic for a future episode, please do. We value your input and can't wait to bring you more exciting stories in the weeks to come. Till then, stay curious, keep exploring, and remember the magic that lies in the stories that connect us all. In today's episode, we are going to go back in time and walk through some ancient ruins in China. This will be a journey through history. We will wander along the Great Wall and see the lives of the workers in a new light. We will explore the underground tomb of the first emperor and awaken the secrets held within. We will visit the silent terracotta army and discover the stories they silently tell. And finally, we will enter the opulent Forbidden City and experience the echoes of imperial life. So join me and let us begin our journey. We start our journey at the beginning of the Great Wall. Before us stretches this imposing structure, a monumental testament to human endeavor. Its bricks and stones silently narrating tales of an era long gone. Let's stop for a moment and imagine what it was like to work here. We are no longer just tourists visiting a historical site. We are nameless laborers. During the Qin dynasty around 200 BC, our lives revolve around the rhythm of the sun. Our days filled with the monotonous yet essential task of moving stones. Each rock monolith is heavy, a burden on our backs under the scorching sun. Our hands, rough and calloused, struggle to find purchase, our muscles screaming in protest against the relentless work. Hunger pangs twist our stomachs, a constant reminder of the grueling reality of our lives. But we do not complain. For this wall is more than just a construction project. It is a symbol of our collective strength, a shield against the nomadic tribes to the north. Every stone raised is a victory against the elements. Every meter climbed a triumph over adversity. But even as we toil, death finds a way to interrupt our labor. Accidents are frequent and swift. A misstep on the uneven terrain, a sudden collapse of loose soil, and life ebbs away, leaving behind a gaping hole in the wall, a grave marker for an unnamed soul. Our existence is precarious, our lives measured not in years, but in the sections of the wall we complete. Some of us may live to see our children, maybe even grandchildren, born and raised amidst the dust and the stones. Others will die young, their bodies left to rest beneath the very wall they helped build. When the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, we gather around small fires. Our conversations are simple, our joys few, our sorrows shared. Songs and stories are our solace, tales of home and hearth, of loved ones and aspirations, all centered around the warmth of a flickering fire. Despite the hardships, there is a sense of pride that swells within us. We are creating something that will outlast us, something that will stand as a testament to human perseverance and strength. We are building the Great Wall, and our names, though forgotten, are forever etched in its stones. Once the sun sets on our humble camp, let us turn our thoughts towards a figure of immense power and ambition. The first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, he was a man driven by an insatiable desire for unity, order, and immortality. Now we find ourselves standing before his grand mausoleum, an underground labyrinth beneath the watchful eyes of silent statues. Let's take a moment to explore the intricate passages adorned with enigmatic symbols. We will witness firsthand the opulence that defined his reign. Here in the heart of the earth, we encounter the terracotta army, a legion of life-sized warriors frozen in eternal vigil. These masterpieces, crafted with astonishing detail, are not merely artifacts. They are silent storytellers narrating tales of dedication, skill, and power. As we navigate the subterranean chambers, we realize that even in death, the Emperor's quest for control persists. Each artifact, each relic is a piece of a grander puzzle, a puzzle that helps us understand the mind of a man who sought to shape not just his empire, but eternity itself. But our journey does not end here. The obsession with immortality leads us to a secret chamber filled with bizarre concoctions and strange elixirs. The Emperor's desperate attempts to cheat death laid bare, offering a haunting reminder of the human condition. We leave the mausoleum with a profound sense of the complexities of this enigmatic ruler. Yes, he was a tyrant, but he was also a visionary. His thirst for power knew no bounds, but so did his curiosity and his desire for knowledge. Emerging from the subterranean depths, let us pause before the majestic gates of the Forbidden City. Here in the heart of Imperial China, we are about to step into a world of opulence, ritual, and intrigue. Now we are exploring the opulent halls and courtyards of the Imperial Palace. Golden roofs gleam in the sunlight, crimson walls whisper tales of emperors past. We are surrounded by exquisite craftsmanship, from delicate porcelain to intricate wood carvings. The air hums with the quiet energy of generations of emperors and courtiers who once walked these very paths. We can almost hear the echo of their footsteps on the marble floors, their voices resonating through the ornate halls. But this grandeur is not just skin deep. It is interwoven with layers of tradition and symbolism. Each room, each object tells a story of power, prestige, and cultural refinement. We discover hidden gardens, serene pools reflecting the sky, and courtyards that once bustled with activity. The palace walls are not just dividers, they are storytellers, narrating the rise and fall of dynasties. As we wander through this city of emperors, we realize that while the Forbidden City may appear timeless, it too is subject to the relentless march of time. The once vibrant colors fade, the ornate patterns become muted, and the grandeur gives way to whispers of the past. So here you are in the Forbidden City, surrounded by the ghosts of emperors and eunuchs. What do you think? What would you change if you were the emperor? Or would you prefer to live a simpler life as a worker on the Great Wall or a soldier in the emperor's army? Leave your answers in the comments below. Do not forget to share this video with your friends and family so they can also experience these ancient wonders. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so you won't miss any of our future episodes. Thanks for joining me on this journey through time. Till next time, may your days be filled with wonder and your nights with dreams of ancient adventures. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never stop discovering. Goodbye.